So once upon a time I was going into a poetry slam. It was a slam at a big festival and there was a cash prize too for first, second and third place. So I was a bit excited about this. But what I found was when I was trying to remember and rehearse the poem was that I kept fluffing my lines, which isn't normally what happens. I've usually got a pretty good memory for poetry, particularly the stuff that I write. And it kept happening and the deadline was getting closer and closer and I was starting to get a bit worried. So I was so worried I actually meditated. I actually practiced mindfulness, believe it or not. And when I did, when I sat with it, what I felt in my body was this tightness. There was a fear there. And it was an old fear. It's fears that, everyone has. Fears of, not being liked or fear of being rejected or whatever. And I hadn't even known that fear was still there, but it was still kicking around from when I was a kid. And so I was aware of this anxiety that was inside me. And I talked about it to my wife, and Kerry said, just remember that anxiety is a mix of fear and excitement. Yeah, fear and excitement, two parts. And so I'd been kind of locked in on the fear. But when I thought about what she said, I sort of breathed and went beneath the fear, and there I found the excitement. I found the original excitement as to why I got excited about doing performances, because I like it. I love doing performance poetry. So that was a big lesson for me. So being a poet, one of the ways that I try to remember little life lessons is to write poetry about it. So I wrote a poem about all this, and one of the characters in the poem was the excitement that I'd felt when I'd gone beneath my fear, and that was the spirit of adventure. Yeah. The other character that was the fear that was holding me back, I called that one the ghost of worry, haggard and anxious, hovering on the edge of the candlelight, whispering of cold winter winds and disasters and problems and frights. It's just another day, I tell myself, and soon it will be yesterday. No, life is a maze of monsters, or so the ghost of worry will say. This deflating presence who turns all my highs into a sodden, sullen flat. Had a good idea? Some hope for the future? Oh, the ghost of worry will get rid of that. This weight on my back, the weight of a lifetime of kicks in the guts that ensures moments are regretted before they even happen. And why? Because I was an unhappy child, because life is unfair, because I've collected lots of good excuses and I'll be damned if I won't share. One night, I gave up. And I said to the ghost, well, stay here then if you won't go. Go on, sit down, have a seat. And the ghost sat down, very slow. We shared a companionable silence as I waited for the start of the misery lecture. But the ghost was gone, and beside me sat the spirit of adventure. Sleek and slick and bold and sexy with a twinkle in her eye. She said, you are finally kind to a caterpillar, so you scored a butterfly. And she laughed, a wild rattling call that echoed in my bones, and she spread her wings and whispered to me, you are never alone. If you should feel the chill of apprehension dull your enjoyment, let the heat of my love melt your fear and bring you into the moment. Soar with me, breathe out worry, breathe out the voices that torment you, and stand proud because I love you and I am the spirit of adventure. Thank you.